Hello, free enterprise fans, and welcome to our lunchtime edition of Highway to the Threemus Zone 3. Today, up for you, we have two runners who are on their very first match in this first group round. That is starmanrandom and microKorgs. And looks like our objectives are up here. Let's see. Our randomly selected objectives for the day: defeat the bosses of the Dwarf Castle, burn down the Mist Village, and defeat the boss of Lower Babel. I am joined here today by Couch23. What do you think of this set of objectives?
I think we're basically just going to be looking for a package. This could be very speedy. This could be very not speedy, just depending on what kind of nastiness we get throughout the seed.
Yeah, we really only need underground access and a package, and we're in.
Yeah, absolutely. We could run into some nasty bosses. Dwarf Castle, usually not too bad boss-wise. You can run into some nasty stuff there. Always getting Wyvern at Golbez is pretty solid. Lower Babel, usually pretty doable, and we don't have another boss there at Mist Village.
Yep, you do have to watch that rather long cutscene, though.
Yeah, definitely.
So we got an Edward start here, but we do have the free character flag on, so that's not as huge of a deal as it would be in other flag sets. You might not want an Edward, but you got those two free characters just sitting in Mysidia. You got a free character in the Watery Pass. You have one that is guarding the hovercraft in Damcian, and also a character just hanging out halfway up Mount Ordeals. So definitely plenty of places to fill up your party at the beginning of this seed.
Let's go 4 Tellas and an Edward. Really want to see that start.
Oh, that is cursed. There are a lot of pro Tella people in chat right now. Tella is actually not that bad in the early game. He does come with the exit spell, which is super useful for getting out of some of those early dungeons really quick. But man, that HP growth.
Yeah, Tella does not really gain any HP. Like he like level 40, he only has like 800. It's pretty ridiculous.
And it looks like we're partnering up with a Sid for today, and Rubicante is giving us. Oh, he bopped through that. Was that an adamant?
That was a full moon, actually.
Okay, that those text boxes are so quick. I can't catch it half the time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So not a super or no progress to start with, but plenty of areas open.
A decent start with Sid as well. Sid is always one that I like to see show at the beginning. A great HP pool to start with, great damage to start off with right off the bat. And if you can find like an ogre axe for him, he's pretty set.
Yeah, I am actually a pro Sid runner. He's a great agility anchor. I like to think of him at the end of the game as the agility anchor that occasionally can do damage.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy taking Sid. He is probably in my top 3 characters in Free Enterprise, to be honest.
And microKorgs going for the very memeable Choco Check, or is it the Checkabo? Chat, is it the Choco Check or the Checkabo? I'm mostly getting Choco Check. There is one treasure chest in that Chocobo forest. Meanwhile, Starman looting the Watery Pass.
Finding a Rosa there. Rosa and a Moonveil. And a Bahamut. Oh my goodness. It's got some good stuff there.
Yeah, Watery Pass is loaded today.
So now, what is your take on the opening route on these flags if you were to end up with Edward and Sid?
I'd probably head straight to Mysidia. There's 2 characters you can get there. And that just gives me a little more idea of what kind of gear I might want to be looking for.
I definitely agree with you on that one. I think Mysidia is really a great opening play. Getting your two other characters saying, "Hey, okay, well, I picked up crystal armor and there's a Cecil. Maybe I should keep it." Or like I picked up a longsword and there's an edge.
Exactly. The one disadvantage is it's nice if you have a little money going into Mysidia so you can buy anything you need from the item shop while you're there. So it looks like we got a Pelham and a Kane are our Mysidian twins today. That's some much needed DPS.
Oh yeah, definitely. Palom is surprisingly not super great in these flags. As a warp caster, he learns warp really late. Physical, like actual damage wise, he's all right. Once you learn Quake, being pretty late can be pretty rough, but still definitely usable.
Yeah, Rydia has recently, in this group seed at least, become a lot more valuable because she learns that warp spell so much earlier. And of course, we have that warp dwarf glitch turned on. And because it's T Wildish, I believe, finding a good summon for her early is a lot more common.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those that don't know, in the vanilla game, you can cast warp after beating the dolls and Golbez spot, and you can get the darkness crystal, so you don't have to do the sealed cave in vanilla, at least in vanilla SNES. And that is a toggleable flag, where in this case, if we do have warp after we beat those two boss spots, we can get a free key item basically without having to do sealed cave.
And we're going to see who our character guarding the hovercraft is. It is Rydia. Being that both runners have found that Bahamut summon, I would not be surprised if she's coming into the party.
Yeah, just get a few levels on radio, get her MP up, and spam Bahamut for the basically first half of the game.
Ooh, the hovercraft drive to Hobbs. Starman, after getting that Rydia, is going to check on her free spell. One of the fun little things we have in free enterprise is if you go to Hobbs, instead of learning Fire 1, she will learn a random summon, and we see the very rare Cockatrice summon. Not the most useful summon. If you have enemies that don't have the boss bit, it can turn them to stone. Which it'll be fun if we see that, because that is exceptionally rare. But not useful on most bosses.
Yeah, unfortunately, not a lot of the bosses have what's the word I'm looking for? Not a lot of the bosses are missing the boss flag.
And it looks like on the top of Hobbs, we have a Yang guarded by Ashra, and Starman Random's like, I'm good.
That'll be good to keep in mind later, especially if we end up needing to level up quite a bit, and we level up everybody in our party. That can be good as an anchor swap.
That is very true. So Starman heading down to the Antlion Cave, a very common first key item check. It's a relatively short dungeon, very easy boss, high treasure chest density, so you can pick up a few items along the way.
Unfortunately, a lot of the chests being empty already, due to the 60% flag that we have on, where I believe it's 60% of the chests are going to be empty. So it takes all of the 399 chests, about 60% of them will be empty. That's why you're seeing some already opened.
And Let's see what our first boss of the day is. A purple cloak, so a Mylon of some sort. And it is an original flavor Mylon with his zombie dance party. And this big bomb should make a short work.
So that spot usually has an even 1500 experience, but you saw 1504 there just due to the extra zombies chilling with the Mylon there.
And it's nice to get that first couple of level ups on Rydia, give her some MP to actually be useful, and get her out of that super dangerous 30 HP zone.
And an Earth Crystal reward is pretty good. We get a nice looting of Toroya here. We can do it all at once if we would like. And that opens up 2 more bosses and 2 more characters as well.
microKorgs going and picking up their cockatrice summon.
Starman going to check the waterfall boss to check for Miss Dragon. Mr. Dragon does block a key item. Seeing Val there is actually really good in case we run into Val later on down the road.
Yeah, it's always nice to see those more difficult bosses in easy or unneeded spots. And it looks like he is going to go loot the treasury at the very least. We'll see if Starman also goes up and takes on those Tower of Zot bosses, or just decides, I just want a bunch of items right now.
I feel maybe just a hair early. We're not really totally equipped yet unless we find some really good stuff in that treasury. That Dorfax is really nice.
Yep, allowing for some agility manipulation and also some back row glitching. Okay, chat, get ready to rate the treasury. It's the hot new trend. An Odin summon, some Dragoon gear, a Leviathan, a Moon Veil, and an Elixir. Ooh, that was a pretty good... I'm going to give that like a solid 8 out of 10.
Me personally, I probably lean more towards like a 5. It was pretty good. Got some good gear. A lot of summons that really aren't going to be super useful. We've got Bahamut, Leviathan we don't need, and Odin will be useful against these non-boss flag bosses. But we'd like to see like a cane stick there or a stronger axe, and we do see a cursed ring in the defense shop in Toria there.
Between that and a Sid, you shouldn't have to worry about agility anchoring ever again.
Yeah, indeed.
That is true. With the treasury, you're hoping to at least get like some protector rings, some good weapons. That was more on the item and summon side. And we do see an Ashura summon too, which turns Rydia into the best white mage.
We got a microKorgs taking on Mylon over here. Gonna use that Stardust instead of the Big Bomb. I like that choice, saving Big Bomb in case you run into, say, D-Lunar somewhere. It would give you some extra damage there against them, especially early on. Say they're on Mount Ordeals. That's going to give you some extra damage since they are undead.
Ooh, cabins. You're always happy to see cabins. I always get a little bit nervous when I don't have those cabins around.
Yeah, especially like later in the game, it's really unfortunate having to spam a whole bunch of tents to fully reheal your party. And I see we did get a Cane Lance over on Starman's side. So that's That's pretty beneficial, especially if you can get Kane some levels to get his multipliers up pretty early.
And microKorgs also checking the watery pass. Ooh, and a Sylph summon. But we already have a Bahamut, but Sylph has its own advantages.
Yeah, life potions as well are always good to see. Since you only start with around like 14 of them or so, I tend to blow through them really quick early on, especially if I have a lower HP party like Iridia and Edward.
Exactly. Well, while we're shopping and or looting, I would just like to thank Demarine, who is restreaming today and had to do that suddenly. So thanks for suddenly being our restreamer, and also Isalba, who is tracking everything today.
Yes, big thanks to the Restream crew who has been working their butts off so far, and yeah, thank you to everybody for making Free Enterprise what it is.
I've been having a ton of fun with this entire tournament, both watching, racing, and helping out. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for making me happy. Everyone is Brian. I just noticed that.
I believe it's actually Brain.
Oh, it is Brain. Dyslexia. Is that a joke? I don't get it.
I'm not sure. But that just little exchange right there just reminded me of the movie Igor, where it's a brain in a jar, and he wrote Brian on the front of the jar to name himself.
Sometimes I get the naming schemes. Sometimes the memes go over my head. Okay, right. We're finally getting some new checks here. We're going to see what the Fabul defense looks like today.
What's the worst boss that you'd hate to see here?
Wyvern. Oh no! Today's Fabul defense is dragon shaped. Oh, but gets the Star Veil off, so we should be good to go. We do have one of the flags we have on is the small item kit. So you come out of the gate with just a few Star Veils. And in this case, one Star Veil is enough.
The good news is Rosa had an Artemis bow there, so she had a lot of extra speed allowing her to get that Star Veil off. I think Golbez would have been a pretty fun one to see there as well. Maybe we'll see Golbez at like the Mylon Z spot or something.
The unfortunate thing about Golbez is that ha 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 cutscene just takes so long.
And I'm noticing a surprising lack of key items early on.
Yep, we just have one very green crystal.
Looks like Starman's heading back to the Baron Inn. I don't remember if anybody checked there early or if they just checked treasures, but I'm sure we'll find out here, and we'll see what the two bosses are.
We have a Yang with a Bahamut.
The King of Dragons, who is surprisingly not a dragon.
It's just chilling at the pub. And we see that Artemis bow doing work. and a blue robe. And we have a gauntlet. This isn't the worst place to see a gauntlet. The enemies here are not too bad. And also, this spot normally gives no experience points, but with a gauntlet, you will actually get a little bit of leveling up here. Now, of course, the negative of that is it takes time.
But I mean, time is all we got, right?
I guess. And time goes by so slowly.
The good news
Because we're doing the gauntlet. Okay, that was only a half-developed joke. I apologize.
The good news is Rydia does have some MP now, meaning Rydia can get some summons off if need be.
And excellent use of that Boreas item. Most but not all of these enemies in this particular gauntlet are weak to ice. This particular gauntlet being drawn from enemies from the barren sewers, if you were unaware.
Be definitely some very good experience here. Get everybody kind of caught up on levels to the Sid area, probably around 15 to 17 or so at the end. I would be surprised if it wasn't around that.
Especially if our way forward is the Tower of Zot, having a few extra levels will be nice.
Oh, absolutely.
That is a good question, Jeebus. Where are the key items? Dalthus insists they're all on the moon. Well, we know we at least have to have underground access, so there's at least one key item somewhere on the Earth. I saw someone earlier rooting for required demist at Magus Sister's spot.
That would be pretty spicy. I'd like to see that.
We do at least have the Earth Crystal, so there is a reason to go in there.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone's, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think anyone's done Vanilla Demist spot yet either. Ooh, and a Crystal Sword. Of course, a Crystal Sword means that Cecil is nowhere in the seed. That is a joke and not actually accurate, but it sure feels like it.
That is definitely a money sword right now. If anybody ends up being short on funds for any purchases.
Yes, it does sell for a significant amount of money.
microKorgs headed to Baron, while Starman is going to be headed to Ordeals.
Yep, we actually don't have... We have Ordeals, we have Zot, and we have Vanilla Mist Dragon, and I believe that's everything that's open right now.
I'm thinking we'll probably see something up here, whether Mist Dragon or a good key item like a Magma Key.
And Yang's all over this seed. microKorgs just one step behind and doing their Fabul Gauntlet now. And we got some guards. I'm hoping we see the cockatrice spell on this. That would make me super happy.
The good news about these Baron Guards is they are mages, and Starman bought a stack of 50 Mute Arrows back in Mist. We went to go check the item shop.
Nope, just going with the sheer power of the Bahamut. I don't blame it, but I wanted to see the cockatrice.
Yeah, when in doubt, just overkill.
Yes, Coffee and Chocobo says, stone chance or overwhelming dragon power? And now we have an Odin. I feel like this won't be too bad. This spot doesn't have a lot of physical attack, which is primarily what Odin does. But if he gets his Odin attack off, we will see the Odin around the world.
I mean, who doesn't like to see that?
Which, for those who aren't aware, there's a graphical glitch because most bosses are not really intended to be in back attack spots, where Odin will shoot off the wrong way and come back on the other side.
Seems like Rosa's pretty much got this one handled.
Yep, that Artemis bow doing work today.
Saving that MP for the next spot, but before that next spot, we actually get a full heal, and then directly afterwards as well. Or maybe just letting Rosa go ham. Either one. microKorgs is working their way through the gauntlet still. This should be on the tail end here soon.
And a hook! So our hook seed dreams are still alive. With a little side of Octomam, this should not be very hard. There's very little HP in this spot.
You got to think at this point if you're just going to go directly down hook or if you're going to check out this Earth Crystal and maybe hope for a magma key.
I would personally check Earth, just because you'll end up with a few more levels that'll make that hook route ever so slightly easier.
Yeah, the Maga Sister spot gives us 9,000 experience, and the Valhalla spot, I believe, gives around just about the same. So in total, it's about 18,000 in all of the tower. It looks like microKorgs isn't going to do ordeals, just going to go right up to that Earth Crystal.
We'll have to see if that pays off or not. Ooh, and picking up more Artemis arrows on Mount Ordeals, so... Power Rosa! Zeus Gauntlet over in the tower, always a nice find.
Looks like Starman's making the Earth Crystal play as well. We'll see if this ends up being beneficial for microKorgs. If this happens to be Magma Key, it could put microKorgs a little bit ahead at this point.
And shortly we will see who is in the Maga Sisters spot.
Just some DMs. Great thing about this boss is it doesn't actually have the boss flag. They're just
I got
regular
the
enemies.
Probably not, but do it anyway. No, we're going with powerful dragons over tiny birds. I don't blame you. And Rydia didn't even make it anyway. That low HP life.
Yeah, this spot's got a pretty decent physical attack for this early in the game.
But Starman has the power of dragons.
Make a
And his
very quick
Rydia's
work.
actually survived, so that should be good enough for them.
microKorgs getting that Bahamut off. Going to be right behind Starman here. Starman going and saving. Probably a good idea. We don't know what boss is up here yet.
Oh, but we do know where D-Mist is, and that is in the hook route. No, sorry, Dwarf Castle. Got ahead of myself.
So knowing that Dwarf Castle is required, we will more than likely be seeing a Demus check. It would be pretty funny if that Demus check had a package.
Ooh, and we have a Cecil. If you kept the Crystal Sword, I would take the Cecil. If you didn't keep the Crystal Sword, I would think about it, because in this tournament seed for the group round, we have vanilla agility anchoring on. But it looks like Starman did keep that Crystal Sword with a quick back row glitch there by putting on the Dwarf Axe. And the Crystal Sword is just so overpowered that, in my personal opinion, if you have it, it's worth taking the worse agility anchoring just for the amount of physical attack you get.
Yeah, much agreed.
microKorgs also choosing to take that Cecil, though he has not done ordeals. So that Cecil is still a Dark Knight. And we just have a simple, easy water hag. Free boss, scripted fight. All you need to do is do any kind of, or I think it's just, is it any kind of damage or just physical attacks?
It is any kind of damage. 3 times, and then the fight's over.
But we do get a very inspiring speech from Anna. And arg.
Pretty neck and neck here. microKorgs missing ordeals. More than likely going to be headed down there afterwards to power up Cecil, and we'll end up getting that hook.
But yeah, it's been a pretty close race so far. Not a lot of key items. Our players are getting funneled into mostly the same spots.
I have a laser, and I will use.
Cheddar just stepped on my Buzz Lightyear.
And a darkness crystal. So between the darkness crystal and the hook, we do Buzz Lightyear. Sorry.
Oh man, that was great.
Between the dark, okay, breathe in, breathe out, professionalism. Between the dark crystal. Okay, oh, okay, I need a minute.
But What KNH is trying to say is, with a darkness crystal, we kind of have two choices here. We can either go up to the moon and take a peek, see if we can find possibly any free bosses that are up there, looking for some key items, preferably a package to get this knocked out of the way. Or we can just go the hook route, take a peek. But we do see sirens in the hook path here. That is pretty good find there, especially if you're just going to take that hook route.
Yeah, it's always nice to have a grind under your belt.
But also, having darkness already kind of pushes me to go do a D-Machine grind, especially having a Tella over on Starman's side.
That is true. It is an option for sure. Now that we got that Cecil, just leveling him up and the rest of the seed's pretty much trivial for you due to that crystal sword.
Leviathan making very short work of the Baron Guards over on microKorgs side.
And just another Sid. And our Rubicante stand-in today is going to be Mylon Z because it is a purple robe, and we have already seen original flavor Mylon. So not too bad, actually. That's a very doable fight, especially with a Crystal Sword Cecil. The Crystal Sword does extra damage to undead, and it is Holy Element. And Mylon is both undead and weak to the Holy Element.
Yeah, Crystal Sword Cecil is just going to be pretty much plowing through any boss that's going to be in the way here. Maybe an evil wall at King Queen Eblon might put a little bit of a wrench into the plan, but I'm not seeing too much that's going to stand in the way right now.
No. And being that we know we have 3 checks at Dwarf Castle, I imagine that's got to be the next move.
Oh yeah, much agreed. I would say that's probably the first check you're gonna go knock it out of the way, get that objective done, know that you have Mist Dragon done, and then go check all your freebies. Go do a Fey Mark, that's free item right there. Go talk to Yang, and then head back up, check Mist Dragon, and check Sheila 1. And after that, you could theoretically be in go mode.
Yep. We really just need a package at this point. Including microKorgs, who got their hook and their paladin.
Doing some quick equipping for the King Queen Eblon spot on Rydia. Gets a little bit more damage, but we see an element here that should be nice and easy, especially with Crystal Sword Cecil, Mylon Z starting out. Just hold A, let Cecil go ham.
Yep, the elements can be tricky in some spots, but they do spend a lot of their turns transforming.
In this case, I don't think we'll see a single transformation. Zerking Cecil, and bam.
Bam. So, after fighting Mylon Z, it's time to fight Mylon Z.
He wanted a rematch.
Instant karma, I guess. But I have a feeling that this fight is going to go very similarly to the first fight.
I mean, we'll probably see some extra damage input from others just to kind of make the fight go a hair bit faster, but Cecil's going to have absolutely no issues here. Quad 9's no big deal. Just let Cecil go ham.
Just casual max damage. And if that's not enough, we're gonna put an all-powerful Dragon Father on top of it. Well, Mylon Z tried his best this seed, but there is no standing up to Crystal Sword Cecil.
We do see Korgs raising the lunar whale here. I don't know if this is just preemptive, just so it's out of the way and just ready to go hook, or we could see a trip to the moon.
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with Korg's playstyle, but I do know some runners just go straight for the moon as soon as they can. There are 6 checks up there in this flag set, 5 altars, and 1 Bahamut spot.
It's kind. I don't know if this is like a smart play or if it's just to check the shop. Having 2 objectives underground and having a hook kind of would lead me to go, hey, I kind of got to take this underground path. I get the objectives knocked out and I can just go bam right to the moon when I'm done.
Ooh, coffins though on the moon. Yeah, this might just be a shop and character check too.
Yeah, definitely could be. But I mean, I always like to see a moon play. There's absolutely nothing wrong with playing the moon, but taking a save before going up is also a very smart play on Korg's side.
And unsurprising for Starman Random, gonna do the Dwarf Castle check. It is one of our objectives. You are gonna get a key item check from King Gaia. If you have a party member with warp, which he does in both Rydia and Tella, you can do the Dwarf Castle warp glitch to check the key item in the Luca Cave. And we also happen to know that there's a Mist Dragon here.
Looks like we have a Leviathan at the doll spot and a random moon boss chilling in Cave Bahamut. It could be Plague. Plague would probably be the best one to find. Any other boss is really going to just absolutely wreck your face there. That is one of the highest physical attack spots in the game, and and all of the other moon bosses, since we have Wyvern out of the way already, all the other bosses besides Plague will absolutely just destroy you there physically if you don't have the HP or physical defense.
Or at least a lot of links and illusions.
That as well.
I don't think this Leviathan should be too bad, though, because Starman's got that Crystal Sword Cecil. And the magic here is not super high, still doing quite a bit of damage to that Rydia, but we're done. That's how it goes with the Crystal Sword. Battle starts, and we're done.
Pretty much. Korg's heading back down with those coffins. Gonna take the hook path now and find out how much of a breeze it's gonna be to get through the 2 Mylon Zs.
And of course, we're not surprised to see Mist Dragon. And a Palom that we're not taking. And this shouldn't be too bad either. This spot doesn't have very strong physical attack. Mist Dragon only does physical attacks. If you somehow get in trouble, you just have to hold out until the dragon turns into mist, and then you can heal and buff as much as you want.
It's only a 3,000 HP to punch through here, so it's not going to be too bad. We are going to see the cold mists since we do have a Zerch Cecil, but it won't be too bad. We'll probably see, I'll say like 2 or 3, or none.
That
Or
is
Cecil, not
relatively
Zerch.
fast.
Thought I saw Cecil Zerch. Never mind. Maybe that was the previous fight.
I always
microKorgs.
love the mist-colored Golbez hand.
Oh yeah, it's a glowy hand.
It's a ghost hand. It's spooky.
microKorgs seeing those sirens and possibly looking for some gear to pawn off and get some more money.
Yep, especially with the coffins he already has. That's a free little grind there. And around the princess's neck, we have a package.
Oh,
So,
wow.
hi, we're in go mode.
Oh, wow.
We have a way to go beds. We have 2 objectives that are not gated, and we got the last key item. And we have a pass.
Oh, wow.
So, and we have sirens. This could very well be a jet seed here.
Yeah, I would expect to see some more looting on Starman's side to get a little bit more funding to go afford a little bit more sirens. I don't think we're gonna see too many key item checks after this. We're probably gonna see the top of the tower done, which we saw was Dark Knight Cecil. Very survivable as long as we can keep people alive. And then go turn in that package, you get that crystal. And we'll be on our way to Zeromes before you know it.
Heck yeah. This is a very exciting turn of events. I know I actually get a little nervous when I get a jet seed because it feels like everything's happening so fast.
I mean, say at this point, the best grind option is gonna be D machines. It's gonna be much faster than popping a whole bunch of sirens without 10 key items. It just depends on how confident you are with your D machine grind.
Yep, we have the Tella with the weak spell we need to do it. And let's see, we have 1200 HP, 300 damage. We should be good to go. And justice is not the only right in this world, and that was a super easy top of tower boss. And
Not
that
a key item.
Baham summit is probably going to get sold.
Yeah, really, you're looking for anything that's going to give you a little bit more money, especially if you're going the siren route. Since sirens are relatively expensive, I believe it's what 50,000 or 50,000 for, or is it 500? I'm bad with the numbers. They all just kind of blurred to me at one point,
It's
and I
4
just
or 5,000. I want to say it's 4,000, but I'm not 100% sure. microKorgs having a little more trouble with this elements spot. Unfortunately, Cecil got taken out here.
still also unfortunately rocking the level 1 Cecil, whereas Starman had thrown some levels into Cecil at the water hack fight, and it definitely gave the advantage there. But microKorgs getting through it and going to be on their way down, hopefully to Dwarf Castle right away to go get that package and be in go mode as well.
Starman heading for their package cutscene. Gonna take the back sides so they can check ready his mom, probably hoping to get some key items quick to make that grind go faster. And a rat tail, that could be helpful for getting 10 key items if it turns into another key item.
Unfortunately, we're only at 5 key items right now. That's gonna kind of hurt us if we're looking, and we get an awesome package sprite today.
That is one of the statue twins, I believe. Apparently, stone can catch on very gray fire.
And there we go. Starman is officially in go mode. All they need to do is grind, and I'm assuming we're going to be seeing a Zromus fight here really quick.
Me too. This very well could be under an hour seed. Let's say an hour 10. Under an hour 10.
But yes, as Dishmu points out in chat, crystal does count towards the key item multiplier, but it still only puts us at 6.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Turning in that rat tail will put us possibly at 7. It could be beneficial to giving us some more money for some more sirens.
And microKorgs having the problem that is Crystal Sword Cecil keeps leaping out to cover people. And dying. And unfortunate till he takes the wipe. This would be a case where I'd probably try, I don't know if they have any hourglasses, but trying to get that Mad Ogre chest just to get a couple of levels on Cecil. Or even just like one single random encounter.
And unfortunately did not save after the elements fight, so gonna have to go and try and punch through it again.
Oh, that is super unfortunate.
Ooh. As Time Stalker points out, looks like Starman bought mute bells, so it looks like we're going to see the grind on the moon against the what is it, Warlocks? I believe it's Warlocks.
Yes, I also believe it's Warlocks. This is a fun grind. The Warlocks are mage types, and all they do is cast spells. So if you have mute bells, they can't do much besides just hang around. Get taken out, get life glitched back, and immediately get taken out again.
And we do have a Tella on hand. That gives us life 2 as well, so we could just bring them back and remute bell them as well.
That is also an option. The second fight going much better for microKorgs.
Seems to be going much smoother than it was the last attempt.
Yep, he had some very bad RNG.
microKorgs took a quick look at that quake and then remembered Mylon Z is technically floating. He is the Earth Fiend, but he actually has the float status to prevent Quake from even hurting him.
And that went much faster, and that experience will be nice to get that Cecil going. And it does like we are, in fact, seeing the Warlock grind. Warlock's being a little rude right now, though.
Luckily, getting that mute bell off, their magic power is no joke. They can easily take out your team this early.
and actually letting Rosa do a bunch of the work. I do believe she has a stack of mute arrows right now. And the warlocks are mage types.
After the experience here, Rosa will be making very quick work of these warlocks.
You want to know what's sad? I'm still thinking about Buzz Lightyear earlier.
That was Cheddar is known for her comedic timing.
Yep, and just getting through one of these fights already puts you in a good spot and makes every subsequent warlock fight even faster.
So microKorgs immediately going to the top of the tower, knowing it's Dark Knight Cecil. Probably gonna throw a cure up after one of the dark waves. Make quick work of the objective. More than likely head to Dwarf Castle afterwards, and microKorg's gonna be in go mode as well. We'll see which grind they'd end up deciding to do. Who had the package? The package was actually around Luca's neck. So Dwarf Castle holding an objective and an objective item itself.
Oh no.
Correct. microKorgs has not done Dwarf yet.
And while we are grinding and or climbing here, I'd just like to remind you that this is only the first of 4 total of free enterprise races we have going on today. And I'm so bad with military time, 19 would be 7:30. At 7:30, we have Dusty Griff versus a Classy Badger. And that is going to be over on the RPG Limit Break channel, which thank you, RPG Limit Break, for hosting all these extra races that we can't fit on our own channel. Back here on the Free Enterprise channel at 9 p.m., we will have Bacon Pie versus OS Credwin. I hope I'm saying that right. And then last but not least, at 10 p.m., we will be having Zilch versus Paladin Agus over on Randomania, our other partner, who has also graciously allowed us to host races on their channel. So if you are a Free Enterprise fan, there are so many races today. The 4 races that are being restreamed aren't even all the races. If you go to the Discord, most people will post links to the races that aren't being restreamed, of which I think there are 4 others. Wow, there's 8 races today. So
yeah,
there's
a bunch of them.
Just tons of Free Enterprise action today. And I hope I got, yes, all the times are in Eastern, and I'm converting from military time, so please forgive me if I got it wrong.
No, you were good. All you got to do is subtract 12. That's what I was always taught anyways.
Math. Oh, and thank you, Coffee and Chocobos, for all the gift subs. And to all our new subbies, is there a word for subscribers? I guess that would be the proper noun. To all our new subscribers, enjoy your cool emotes. I recommend the Sid popcorn emote, and also the Z flag is super fun.
microKorgs, fighting Leviathan, making quick work. Gonna soon run into Demist, find out that the package is on Luca's neck and being go mode as well themselves. While Starman is still working on the grind fight, making relatively quick work. Gonna be a little bit on the slower side, but pretty excited to see what route microKorgs goes here.
Yep, because they do not have a Tella, so the D-Machine grind is not really an option. But there are Sirens. We could still scramble some eggs. We could go to the moon and do Warlocks, and the other common moon grind is the Golden Dragons, which are pretty easily accessible from the Cave Bahamut, the third map on that. So many grind options open to microKorgs.
Yeah, with that pass, we'll see if microKorgs ends up getting it, or if they just decide to immediately leave after seeing that package. Starman having that pass, the moon play is kind of a questionable choice, but it's still all grinds are gonna basically end up converging into one another at one point.
And it looks like Starman might feel ready to go. They are exiting the grinds location.
And no, microKorgs. Oh, just did actually. Did it?
Fooled ya.
Got me.
Yeah, so I find runners either have the habit of doing the Dwarf Warp before getting the key item from Luca or after. Either one works. I'm generally an after. I generally see what Luca has for me and then I warp. But some people will warp first and then see what Luca has for them.
And we see Starman getting their equips ready to go take on Zeromus. Unfortunately, not having any really substantial gear for Rosa. That Sorcerer robe will probably come off of Rydia and go on to Rosa for a little bit more defense, to protecting against those big bangs, especially being about 44. Any non-nerfed is probably going to take down Rosa. But with the Crystal Sword Cecil, we should see this fight go pretty quick.
Yeah, that Rosa is definitely on the low side of survivability right now. But if you're one of those people who are really good at nerfing their big bangs, it doesn't even matter. And I'm seeing a lot of Z flags in chat right now with a big question mark. Do you know anything about that?
So the Zeromus sprite is randomized. There are approximately over 500 different ones. And every time it's going to be different. So let's find out whose butt we're going to kick tonight. Or today, actually. This morning. It's still 10 a.m. for me.
Yeah, it's just past lunchtime where I am. Yep, no job dwarf today and no music required. But we are going to find out what our Z sprite is.
This has been a pretty jetty seed overall.
I know, I blocked out a whole 2 hours for this. I'm gonna get some time back later. Oops, resetting out. I don't think Starman had his equipment set properly. He had a dwarf axe on Cecil, and when you switch to other weapons, properties carry over from your previous weapon, and you don't want dwarf axe properties on your crystal sword.
As long as you take in battle, if you take an action in between your equipment swap, it will reset. So if he
Okay.
were to, the big thing was that curse ring. That curse ring was pretty rough. But getting that dwarf axe could have swapped, put on the crystal sword, tossed the crystal, and it would have reset back.
Okay. And meanwhile, microKorgs seeing the stone on fire somehow, but the fire is also stone. Okay, yes. Get your Z flags out again. This time for real.
microKorgs getting through the cutscene. We'll find out what that grind's going to be here in a second.
Grr-erg, which is my favorite line of text in this game. Oh, it's the Mother 3, the Shimmeramus with Tiny Burb. That's a good one.
Get two berserks off really quick over here, both on Cecil and Kane. This fight's going to be pretty quick.
Yep, the only thing I'm even slightly worried about is that Rosa going down. But it looks like we're gonna go the nerfing path because we see a direct cast of Virus onto Shimmeramus. That's actually really hard to say. Shimmeramus. Shimmeramus. Okay, I give up.
Yeah, I don't want to try to pronounce that one either. I'm not very good at that.
Yes, Chimeramus. That's probably better. Language is difficult.
We got microKorgs doing the Gold Dragon grind. Usually a little more beneficial if you have a source of weak, but Cecil having a crystal sword should make relatively short work. This fight being 90,000 per, or 30,000 per Ryu. 90,000 total if you end up life glitching one of them. So hopefully we see some quick grinding here, and it could catch microKorgs up.
Rydia helping out with some quick ice threes.
And you see with a direct ice 3 there, we didn't see a counter nuke. So
that was actually a reflected ice 3.
Oh, was it? Okay. I
Yeah,
happened
so
to miss that
I'm
while
a little
watching the
worried
grind.
about this big bang, but Rosa is going to get the slow off. That's going to be a big deal. Oh, nice. And we get the counter nuke right into the Star Veil. You always love to see that. But Starman definitely going for some very careful nerfs as their path to victory.
Cecil putting out some serious numbers here. 5K on that last one.
Kane not doing too bad either. Getting a cool 2.5K. I'm a little worried about this Big Bang though. Gonna use the crystal for the nerf.
As long as Rosa doesn't take the nuke.
Yeah, if Rosa takes the nuke, it's gonna be... There we go, we're golden. Kane's probably the best scenario there. But this is getting dicey.
So seeing nuke, we know we are in phase 2. This could get pretty scary here,
Ooh.
only having Rosa alive.
This is not good.
The good news is this phase, after nuke, Zeromus is going to have a little bit of a delay between Big Bang and stuff. So we should be able to see Starman get everything and everybody back up here that they need to. Choosing not to nerf this Big Bang. It's kind of a hairy spot. Might see Rosa go down here, and Cecil being Zerked, probably just have to rely on it. Wipe here could let microKorgs catch up very significantly.
Oh, and the Rosa goes down. We just have the Zerk Cecil, so unless we're really close to the end and he can dodge some meteos... There's a shake. That's not a good sign.
That's
Ooh.
always rough to see in a race.
Ooh, but that makes it a race again.
That indeed does.
That is the disadvantage of trying to go with lower level nerf strats. And being that we're going back in the whale, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a bit more grinding.
Probably gonna head underground, go roast a few eggs really quick, and then give another go at it. Get Rosa some more HP. If anything, I'd like to see Starman take that sorcerer robe off of Rydia and put it onto Rosa to get a little bit more defense against that Big Bang and get some more healing. Those rune rings are a very nice find there as well. That will help as well.
Yeah, Rosa's equipment is just very subpar right now. It wouldn't even be so bad if she had a white robe or a protectoring, but she is rocking early game equipment right now.
I think the only beneficial gear that Rosa has on is a Gaia helm.
But I think we're gonna go buy some sirens, crack some eggs, and try again. This does give microKorgs an opening, though.
microKorgs already a step ahead in levels. This might be the last fight, possibly. Killing off Cecil with the Kamikaze. We'll probably see some Quakes here from Palom. And so a Kamikaze with the virus from Rydia, and then a Quake or two from Palom will give us a life glitch possibility on that back one, and then another 90k.
But while we're doing some grinding here, this is a good time to do a final thanks to everyone who's helping run things behind behind the scenes for the stream. Of course, there's my co-commentator Couch. We got Demarine, who did this restream at the very last minute. So thank you so much for taking that over when we had some conflicts. And also we have, and I hope I'm pronouncing your username right. I'm gonna look at the spelling one more time. Is Salba, who is pushing the buttons today, keeping us informed about all those key items.
Just like it's all but over.
Yes. Language is hard, okay? Couch is easy. I know that word.
So Starman not doing more grinding, but picking up some solid gear. Those rune rings and sorcerer robes are going to be fantastic for Rosa. More than likely going to be able to survive a big bang if it's unnerfed. Could get the low possibility of a high roll. microKorgs being a few more levels over, seeing Rosa learning white there. I think microKorgs might be hopping down there here soon.
Yep. Oh, maybe not. Yep, microKorgs going heavy with the levels, which does provide more security, but unfortunately we know that he's got to get going soon.
Could be looking for nuke possibly on Rosa and Palom, or Rydia and Palom. That's quite a few levels away. These fights are going a lot quicker. We might see what the choice is here soon. All right, looks like Micro is leaving. Got the pass, probably gonna head back and not take that descent. Rosa has substantially more HP over on microKorg's side than Rosa's does, than Starman's does. If a nerf is missed and Rosa takes a wipe over on Starman's side, it could be devastating and allow microKorgs to absolutely catch up.
For sure, it is going to be a close one, I think. And my favorite, landing a giant whale in a tiny clearing.
You gotta think, living in that town, what you see coming down. All right, so we're gonna have both runners in the Z fight at the same time. We could be looking at a super close race here, depending on the luck on either side of the polls.
Yeah, because microKorgs is a little behind in time, but also the higher levels are going to make this fight go a lot faster and a lot safer.
Cecil taking a low roll there off that counter nuke, living through. See a Cure 4 go, will be alive still for this big bang, and yeah, ooh, maybe not. Depends on the roll.
Ooh, that was a pretty low Cure 4 roll.
Wow.
Ow.
And just like that, microKorgs steps ahead.
It's looking pretty now. Ooh. Ooh. That was ugly.
This is exciting. I like seeing really close races like this where both runners are in the Z fight at the same time. It's always like who's gonna win, who's gonna take it. If this person makes a mistake, is the other person gonna pull ahead?
It is. Exciting races are the best races. That Cecil attack going off a little too early and missing. And once again, the counter nuke directly into the Star Veil. You'll love to see it. But being the fact that microKorgs has a spare second to throw these extra spells in means that the damage is going to be dealt a lot faster. And it's going to be a very fast Z fight, I think, for microKorgs. When you got your Rydia having enough time to cast some whites, that's a good sign.
Yeah, much agreed. Just any extra damage you can get in versus the two Zerkers that you have over on Starman's side is going to be beneficial. Not a bad nuke target over on Starman's side. Should be able to heal up beforehand. I'm getting a jump off. So going with only Zerking Cecil. It's actually not too bad of an idea as long as this cane, I would say, as long as this cane doesn't come down before that big bang comes off.
Timing jumping over those big bangs is possible, but it's very difficult.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Whereas it's going pretty smoothly on microKorg's side. Those mages are getting off some extra spells. Crystal Sword Cecil is just doing his thing.
Yeah, and having 3 beneficial mages over 2 beneficial mages is definitely proving to be an advantage here as well.
$5,000 off an Ice 3 is a pretty good.
Yeah, and as you can tell just from the HP values and of themselves, having some little extra HP, getting a little bit more levels is extremely beneficial to surviving the Zeromus fight and making things just a hair bit easier. Low-level Zeromus fights are usually pretty tough.
Yep, and Pelham and Rydia did go down, but I imagine that microKorgs is just going to pivot to a pure Berserker strategy here.
Pretty high roll there
What
on
a
that nuke.
very rude nuke.
And Starman taking another reset was more than likely going to end up wiping to that Big Bang there. At this point in a race, you after a couple of wipes, you're kind of like, oh my goodness, I know I'm losing a bunch of time. Do I keep going? Do I keep trying at it? Or do I just go get some more sirens and get some more levels?
Yep, and I think, and we're in Meteo phase, so I think at this point, microKorgs slow and steady is in fact gonna win the race, as opposed to Starman's faster but riskier. And there it is, GG to microKorgs.
Yeah, that was a fantastic comeback. Great race in general. Yeah, it was great to see. Looks like Starman takes the forfeit, unfortunately. Wiping that many times in Zeromus is definitely really tough.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to see if we're gonna get some interviews here. Oh, microKorg is in the wrong channel. There we go. Hello, and we are joined by our winner, microKorgs. Congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
So, what did you think of that very fast seed?
Trying to see if we're gonna get some interviews here.
I knew with what a great runner Starman is that there would be very little margin for error, and I think I metagamed at the right moment because I saw the typing when I was grinding, and I said my only hope is that he is taking an early Z fight and maybe he's going to have trouble, and I decided I'm going to grind Rosa to safety, and I guess it paid off.
Can you mute your stream or your Twitch, because I think we're getting a little bit of a mic doubling right now.
Yep, I'm all muted. How is it now?
I think we're good.
Okay. Did you catch the what I said a moment ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, well, what was your take on the seed?
It seemed pretty linear. My guess is, I'm guessing maybe Starman didn't go to the moon when I did. I was taking a flyer on a on like a King Queen Evelyn at Bahamut leading to package, like on the off chance, just because I figured I had to take a risk or two, perhaps, to beat Starman. So that was an early risk, and then of course I wiped on the hook route, which was ridiculous. I cast Berserk instead of Blink. If I cast Blink on that first Mylon Z fight, I'm through.
Yeah, definitely. You both played exceptionally well. It was definitely an interesting seed.
Yeah, and just the fact, I don't know if you saw my hesitation. I got the package and I said, all right, I'm in go mode. Let's go. And then I had the thought, what if it's the pass? I wasn't going to warp glitch, but I said, what if it's the pass? And it was the flippin' pass. How does that happen?
Yeah, I was kind of worried there when you started leaving without doing warp. I was like, I hope they go back and get that pass, and it turns out you did.
I guess Starman,
Well,
you've seen it on Starman's side already.
here, this is a good time to do a final thanks.
Yeah, Starman was in go mode probably about early 40 minutes. Ended
Wow.
up doing Warlock grind on the moon, and didn't grind enough
so
to get
much
that
for,
HP on
taking
Rosa.
that
Took a
over.
few
We
unfortunate
had
Big
some
Bang
conflict.
rolls. The very first Zeromus attempt was pretty dang good, and then just took a bad Big Bang. It was like a 2400 on Rosa, and just took her out.
Yeah, that's I'm hesitant to go into those lower HP Z fights. I should probably try those more, but in this case, my grind worked out.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think slow and steady won you the race this time.
Yeah, I think I've got those two characteristics on lockdown. Now I just have to sprinkle in a little speed once in a while, and maybe I can win another one of these.
Any other final thoughts?
No, it was a lot of fun, and excited to get a win, and just have to win one more, and I get to that magma group, which sounds a lot more forgiving than the hook route, as I saw today.
That is for sure.
Thank you to everyone on the stream team for putting this together. We had to reschedule. We were originally going to play Monday, and we rescheduled. And then we weren't going to be restreamed on Monday. So I'm really excited that it was able to happen and give everyone a matinee today. So thank you for everyone's hard work behind the scenes, and thanks for everyone for tuning in.
well, GG's again, and thanks for putting on a great show.
Thanks a lot. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Okay, and I think that is probably going to be it from us now, but please go to the Discord or check us out on Twitter. Like I said, there are 3 other races that are being restreamed and 4 other races that are not being restreamed. So if you love